locked in. Everybody knows poppin'. Tell a hater hoe to shut up and start the talking. Conversations getting juicy cause I'm the topic. Eat them up, leave no crumbs, got these bitches starving. Young turned lit and I'm put up. On these bitches next to my foot up. Skin smooth, flawless, call me hood, hate the bump.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Get Messy with Meg podcast. We live, baby. I know y'all missed me last week, y'all. As I said in the last podcast episode, as we was talking about transitioning, your girl has been transitioning and adapting, balancing a new job, new city / and state, new apartment, just a lot going on still, like receiving packages, unpacking, getting situated. So my apologies. It won't happen again, y'all. I promise. And if it does happen again, and we're gonna pray it doesn't, I'm gonna set y'all up with success. I'm gonna drop y'all 2 episodes in a week or something. I don't know, but y'all please forgive me. It's been a lot going on, and I just been adjusting and living. I'm just having a great time. But welcome back to all of those who have been tuned in since day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever day you tuned in. Welcome back. I'm super excited to have you back for another episode. To all my newbies, my new babies, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope you guys enjoy this episode, and when you get the chance, go back and listen to the other episodes and catch up. And you know, I hope what I've had to say so far resonates with you. Okay. On this week's episode, we are going to talk about being a good girl versus being the bitch. Okay? We're dealing with these men. Just because I've been battling in my head, like, I know I've told y'all on a 3-part series, I enjoy being single, okay? But at the same time, I'm also trying to kind of keep in the back of my mind, if God drops my man in my lap, I'm talking about he could fall right now, and I look at him, what kind of woman am I gonna be? What kind of woman does he like? Like, nah, because right now I'm definitely in my bitch stage when it comes to dating. Like, I don't give a fuck about your feelings. Like, if you don't give a fuck about mine, I don't give a fuck about yours. Like, if you not treat me like the princess that I deserve to be treated like you on the bottom of my list, we ain't got shit to talk about. Like, don't talk to me unless you planning a date. I ain't with all that small talk, none of that. Like, get straight to the point when it comes to me. Set the motherfucking date up or get the fuck out my face. That's how I kind of been moving. But at the same time, it's like, do I need to be a little bit more sweeter, nicer, a little delicate flower like back in the day? Or do I just need to balance it out? Like, y'all, I don't know. Like, honestly, when I was in my true lover girl stage and I killed me a boyfriend, I just had to be in a relationship. I was the sweetest girl. Like, I tricked on my niggas. I was buying gifts. Like, I can be in fucking Target buying fucking groceries, and if I see something I think my man like, I'm gonna buy it. No questions asked. He ain't asked for this. He probably ain't even hinted that he wanted, but if I think he wanted, I'm gonna buy it. Like, this what type of time I used to be on, the sweet text. I used to send cute little paragraphs for them to wake up and just feel like, you know, this girl really loves me. She really cares about me. Like, birthdays, I gotta make sure my man got a birthday cake. I might do a little surprise, like decorate his room, apartment, whatever. Like, I was just a real lover girl. Okay. It was whatever about mine. And that was super nice. Like, I never, like, if my man was upset and I feel like anything I could say to disagree or anything like that would upset him, I'm not finna disagree. I'm finna let him have that. Anything to make my man happy, even at the expense of my feelings sometimes. That's what kind of nice girl I was. Like, I honestly was a pushover. But one thing I'm starting to learn, depending on the type of man that you're dealing with, a lot of men like that. A lot of men like a dependent. I'm not trying to be that. They're like a yes woman. I don't want to be that. You know, sometimes when they say the nice girl don't win, she don't. But in some cases, she may do. You know, I've seen cases where the nice girl really wins, but at the same time, is she really winning? Is she? Let's talk about it. So, ew. It's like some lint in my mouth. My apologies. When I say the good girls don't wholeheartedly win, in this day and age, dating and marriage is more complicated than how it was back in the day. Like back in the day, when your man was cheating, everybody didn't know. Like nobody was running to the internet to try to expose them. Like it was more so kept under wraps. If you found out, you found out. If you didn't, you didn't. But it wasn't just blasted all over the internet for the whole fucking world to see and the whole fucking world to know. Be putting their 2 cents, giving their opinion, speculating on your relationship, and then calling you a dumb bitch for taking your man back. Cause I know I'm calling you a dumb bitch. Cause once I'm embarrassed publicly, I got to get out of there. Or nobody would ever know we're together again. Like if they see us, they see us. But I would never publicly claim you again. My ego would never let me. But like it was more quiet. It was more a hush hush. It was on the low. You know what I'm saying? You didn't know that. And why I say a lot of the good girls are winning, but they not winning because they get in these relationships with these men. They get married to these men. They have kids by these men. And these men, yeah, you got the last name. You got the kid. And you may or may not, be getting some money. You're accustomed to getting some little gifts. You're living in the house. You're doing that. But at what expense? Like, be for real. Like, at what expense? Because your feelings are always hurt. Your man always cheating. And half the time they cheat. And most of the times they cheat without protection. So you're at risk health-wise, mentally, physically. Like, bitch, I'll be in distress. Do you hear me? If being a good girl gets me a man that cheats, I don't want it. I don't want it. Like, I don't want no man that feels like he can just walk all over me and do what he want to do because he's providing a certain life for me. Or, like, I'm too nice to speak up. Or, I'm scared to lose my man so I don't say anything. Like, no. Nah. Nice girl finished last. I'm sorry. When it comes to being a bitch, I love a man that love a bitch. Because that tells me that you don't want no weakling. Like, you don't want nobody you can steamroll over. You don't want no yes woman. Like, you want someone with their own mind, plays by their own rules, got their own thing going on. Like, this ain't your dependent. Like, this 9 times out of 10, somebody you want to be your partner. Now, don't get me wrong. Just because a person is a bitch don't mean they can't get cheated on. All of us get cheated on. Whether you the good girl, the bad bitch, the bitch, the mean bitch, the yellow bitch, the purple bitch, the white bitch, the brown bitch, all the bitches. We all get cheated on, okay? They don't give a fuck about that. Like, men and cheating is a whole other topic that'll take probably like 3 years for me to explain. The logic behind the shit just fucking dumb and they fucking dumb. Anyways, being a bitch gets you sometimes a lot further with men. Like, and it also just weeds out to me the weaklings. Like, I don't like niggas who can't handle my attitude and my personality because it's not that I always have an attitude. It's not that my mouth always smart. It's just like, when it comes down to certain things, I am who I am, and you either respect it or you get the fuck out my way. I like things a certain way, and if it's not done that way, you get the fuck out my way. If I literally cannot have my way, what the fuck are you talking to me for? Especially when you see me living a certain type of lifestyle, you think you just finna come in and try to fucking humble me. Get your bitch ass to the back of the line. Go find you one of them green dumb bitches, the yes women to fuck with, because it's not me. I'm not going for none of that shit. None. Do you hear me? I like being a bitch. And it's not that I'm just straight up a bitch to where like I'm nagging niggas. I'm all in they mix trying to see who they with. If they not with me, like I'm not that type of bitch. I'm just the bitch who I'm not letting no man steamroll over me. I'm gonna have my opinions. I'm gonna have something to say. I may not always agree with you. And yes, if I live a certain lifestyle, if you know I like going to the spa once a month, you know I like to get my hair done, you see me going to get my nails done every 2 weeks, you know I get this cat wax from front to back. And you think you finna just be texting my phone all day, every day, what you doing, how you doing, and when can I see you? I'm letting the bitch out the bag because fuck off my phone. Like, being a bitch really just boils down to you having boundaries and respect for yourself, so men just can't handle you a certain type of way. And they either get with it or they out of there. That's it. I love being a bitch. I'd have been a nice girl. And I got played with. And don't get me wrong, I still been played with a little bit, but never in the way that I've been played with as a nice girl. Currently, in the past couple of years, how I've been played with as far as a nigga is they just be lying to be lying and think I don't know shit. So technically, to a certain extent, I still ain't been played with, but it's the idea that they think they could play with me. And I got to remind them that you can't fucking play with me, and I'm quick to do so. But I'm also the type of bitch like, ain't no begging to continue to fuck with you. Ain't no, I'm doing whatever I can to keep you. No, baby, I'm finna leave you where you at. Whether it's with that bitch, with your homeboys, in jail, in the streets. I don't give a fuck where you at, but when it come to me, if I'm not feeling it, you getting left where you at. Let your mama love you, because I ain't doing it, okay? Like, I'm the type of woman, I ghost. And let me tell you why I ghost. I ghost because people, and I do this, I don't care who you are. People know what they did, and some shit just don't need no explanation. I don't need to explain to you why I'm finna stop talking to you. I don't need to explain to you why I'm finna ghost you. You know what you did. I'm just finna remove myself from the equation. You go run that shit on the next bitch, cause no, not doing it. I ghost. Like, when I feel like, especially when you trying to slide on me, or like, it's our first real conversation and you keep asking me what I'm doing, how I'm doing, what you do, what's your favorite color, like them simple-minded little baby-ass, high school dating-ass questions. It gets to a point, I'm going to give you 2 or 3 questions just to see if you finna try to at least change the subject or have me elaborate on some of the answers that I'm giving you. Once you just keep, it's feeling like I'm having a pop quiz, I'm finna be like, can you get to the point? Like, what you want? Like, this is stuff that you learn as we're dating. You're not finna sit here and quiz me and ask me all these stupid ass questions. I mean, they're not really stupid questions, but they're just childish ass questions that you learn along the way of dating. That is what dating is. You don't literally sit here and talk to nobody for no months to try to learn if you want to date, or, you know what I'm saying, make it official with somebody. Dating is, I think you're nice looking. I think you have a great personality. Whatever it is that attracted you to me, you're interested in me. We start dating. We hang out as far as like going out to dinner, bowling, doing activities, doing things that help us get to know each other, and we communicate. That talking shit, leave me out of it. I don't want it. What the fuck I look like? If I want to talk, I'll get a therapist. I'll talk to my homegirls. I'll talk to my homeboys. I'm not gonna sit and just chit chat with no nigga. I didn't ask for no pen pal. So yes, I'm definitely a bitch when it comes to shit like that. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, ain't no texting all day. Like, I would rather have one FaceTime call a day or every other day versus you keep texting my phone and then taking hours to respond. I'm not mad that you're taking hours to respond, because as an adult, if you texting me back quick as fuck, I'm looking at you sideways, because why the fuck you ain't got shit to do? You ain't got no hobbies or no job. But at the same time, like, if we're in the middle of a conversation and it's taking you 3-4 hours to respond to my text, and the conversation linger way longer than it has to, just call me. It's that simple. It's literally that simple. Like, a lot of things when it comes to dating is very fucking simple. We make it fucking complicated for no fucking reason. And I ain't even just blaming the men, women too. Because y'all be so pressed to have a fucking man. Y'all make it hard for bitches like me because y'all settle for fucking anything like some dumb hoes. No shade, no tea. Like, y'all accept below the bare minimum. Then when a nigga come fuck with a bitch like me, he like, what the fuck? You bougie, like you too much. No, them bitches that you dealing with just ain't me, and they settle for anything. That's not me, and that's not even just saying like settling for anything as far as like a 4 for 4 or some shit like that. I'm just talking about in the way of life. I'm not settling within my own life. So what makes you think I'm finna fuck with a nigga and settle for what he thinks he's gonna offer me and what I deserve? No. What I'm giving myself is everything that I feel like I deserve. Everything that God's giving me is what I deserve, what God is bestowing on me. So what make you think I'm finna fuck with somebody nappy head ass son, and he finna give me the bare minimum or below that, like y'all really be doing? Because, ooh, baby, y'all be making me mad. the shit I be seeing from both ends, from the men to the women, y'all be pissing me off. And just based on the interactions that I be seeing, I don't want no parts. Matter of fact, that's another reason why I choose to be single. Y'all, nah. And what's crazy, what's really crazy is for me to be saying all this, I'm a simple bitch. I get excited if a nigga want to take me to Chili's. That is my spot. Okay? I get excited if a nigga want to go bowling. I love bowling. If a nigga want to go on a picnic. Y'all be so pressed to have niggas do and take y'all to places y'all ain't never fucking experienced on your own dime. How is you cool? Fuck, I look like asking a nigga to take me to Mastro's. I don't even like Mastro's. I've been to Mastro's one time. This shit was disgusting. But I know every time I go to Chili's, that shit jumping. From the drinks to food and the dessert. I'm gonna choose Chili's. Don't get me wrong, I like trying new restaurants, but as far as a restaurant, going straight to a high-end restaurant is not my thing, just because most of the upper, not even high-end, like the middle line restaurants that I've been to, I ain't been satisfied. It's nasty. I don't like the portion. Like, it's something. I'm not a fan. I stick to what I know. Or like, if I'm trying something, it's something that I'm comfortable in. Like, I just know I'm gonna have a good time regardless, if that makes sense. Like, y'all, my head is starting to hurt. At the end of the day, I definitely choose to be a bitch. But I still have some nice girl in me. For the right man, I know that I will be able to balance it out. Or I may fully go back into my nice girl. I don't know. But I also like who I am as a bitch to a man. If that makes any type of sense. Like, it's just different. Some men you really just can't be nice to. You just gotta do them niggas in. And unfortunately, some of them men you gotta lay hands on. And ladies, which this is going to be next week's topic. Do not put your hands on that nigga if you don't understand the consequences of you putting your hand on that nigga. See, me, I'm an only girl. I grew up with brothers. I've actually fought niggas. I know I can handle my own when it comes to a man. Okay? So if I pop a nigga and he hit me back, I know I ain't finna be like, oh my God, he hit me. I'm finna call 911. That's not cool. Stop doing that. That shit is corny. That shit is lame. Because you shouldn't have put your hands on that nigga and not expect him to hit you back. And sometimes he's not even intentionally hitting you back. It's a reaction. Relax. You should have never hit him first. So, if you go hit on that man, please be aware of your consequences and what can happen next. And you know what? I'm gonna stop this right here because that is definitely next week's topic. I cannot wait to speak on that. So, with that being said, ladies, you the nice girl or you the bitch? Both of them have pros. Both of them have cons. Every man don't like a bitch. Every man don't like a nice girl. A lot of men like a nice girl because he want a fucking dependent. A few men like a bitch because she can hold her own. But guess what? We can find balance. That's one thing I love about being a Libra. Because that's our sign. We're a scale. Okay? We know how to balance shit. And we also know how to rock the fucking scale. And you don't never want to be on the other end, baby. Anyways, thank you guys so much for joining me this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know I enjoyed speaking on it. And I can't wait to touch on that next topic. Which will be basically centered around men putting hands on women / domestic violence. Let's go get a little deep, y'all. And we ain't went too deep yet. So, I say, proceed with caution when you listen to next week's episode because my opinions may not align with what you think. And again, that's as a woman who's grew up the only girl, and I'm in a male dominant family. I've seen domestic violence. I've seen roughhousing. I've been the woman who's put my hands on a nigga. So, I say this again. Listen to next week's episode with caution. And don't be trying to beat me up, because one thing about me, how I feel is how I feel. And can't nobody change how I feel. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all not going to get me to change my mind. That's the part of being a bitch. I stand on what I say. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say. And if you got a problem with it, take it up with God. Because God created me this way. God created me with the mind that I have and the heart that I have. So you got to take it up with him. Because I don't give a fuck about what you got to say. So, it's gonna be deep. We treading some waters that we haven't treaded in yet. And I need y'all to be prepared for that. So with that being said, I will see you guys next week. Thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode. Make sure you guys are subscribing, liking, comment, sharing, following on all social media. Just tap in. I mean, we're 6-7 episodes in. Let me know how you're feeling. Let me know what you're thinking. Drop topics that you want me to talk about, like discuss. Like, come on, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this ball rolling, because this ain't the last of me. I need y'all to lock in with me. But again, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next week. Mwah!